Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video in the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the New England Patriots 10-year rebuild here on Madden 24. It's the end of the 10 years. It is year number 10, episode number 10, and today is it. There's no more after this. We have to either accept our fate and accept our L, my first L in the 10-year saga, and makes it even worse that it's with my favorite team, or we go all in, and we win this championship, just like we did with the Arizona Cardinals, and we win a championship in year number 10. It's win or go home. There's no other options. We are not going any further than this. 10 years we've built this team. 9 years, technically. We've built this team. We've made playoff appearances. We've disappointed in playoff appearances. Now we have to do the dang thing, and we have to win freaking playoff games, ladies and gentlemen. It has to happen. So we're going to find out. Let's get this episode underway. We're going to start off by setting the season goal. You already know that it's going to be win the Super Bowl. We're taking on the Bills in week 1. Did they beat us? No, we lost to the Jaguars. That's right. I don't know how we lost to the Jaguars, but we did. So this is our final roster for year number 10. Bryce Young. He's no longer a true 99, but he's still a freaking stud. I mean, look at these numbers. His throw power is not great, but his accuracies are phenomenal. His speed is great. His acceleration is great. His actual throwing stats are just unbelievably good. And he's an X factor. He's been the best player in this series. I mean, he's the reigning defending 3-time MVP, league MVP. He's won it all 3 years, these past 3 years. So if he can make it 4 for 4, then he's officially the GOAT. He's no longer the baby GOAT. He's the GOAT. We've had Javonte Williams, and Javonte Williams has been very good in the running back spot. We've had him for a few seasons now. It's probably been maybe 5 years we've had him here. Our wide receivers have been cycling around. We ended up with Dre Booker, Wise, Kilroy, and Griffin. Those have been our wide receivers. Our offensive line never really got that great. We've got some pretty solid I mean, it's a fantastic offensive line in the grand scheme of things, but they never really developed into anything more than just low 80s. But that's okay. And then we drafted this guy, Andrew Bell, last offseason. He starts out as a 75, and if we were to go even further, he'd probably be a stud. He probably would be a stud. And then on defense, I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. It really doesn't. I drafted 2 straight years of superstar X Factor players. We drafted we drafted Gary first. Tracy Gary, we drafted him first. Then we drafted Dwayne Bingham the next year. Then we drafted Cortez Page, and he ended up being a superstar. I mean, look at the guys that I've drafted. Delvin Boone, Michael Irons, Tracy Gary, Dwayne Bingham, Cortez Page, Truman, I think his name's Alan Truman, Dion Pleasant, I don't think we drafted. I think we traded for him, but I think we traded for him when we traded away Kyle Duggar. But the guys that I've drafted have been some of the best guys that I've ever drafted in any 10-year series or any series. These guys have been phenomenal, and we're still waiting to see how good Truman does in his rookie season. But, I mean, how do you not win a Super Bowl with a defense like that? The defense is phenomenal. I honestly don't know. Obviously, I'm going to load up the draft class, but it's not going to matter because we're not going any further than the playoffs and the Super Bowl. Year number 10. There's nothing left to do except for simulating, so I will say this. The 10-year stuff will be put on the back burner now. This will be the final episode of the 10-year rebuild saga, at least in terms of like episode by episode. I do have some special videos planned for the future that may or may not involve 10 years. Little hints, hint, wink, wink. So I have a few things planned for the future. about 10-year stuff, but the one-by-one videos until we get to 10 separate videos year by year, that'll be done until we get to the end of the Madden, towards the end of the Madden cycle, probably around April, May, June, July, those kind of, probably more towards June, July, and August is probably when those will start back up. Maybe even late May is when those will start back up again. So be on the lookout for those next year. But this right here is our main focus. One season to get it done. I will see you guys at the mid-season mark. I really, really hope we have good news. Now this is more like it. 7-0 to start the season as we make it to the midway point of the year. This is what I'm talking about. This is how I expected other seasons to go that didn't really go our way. But look at the morale. Everybody's playing up. Bryce Young is now back to a 99. He's not a true 99, but he's back up to a 99. I'm hoping he's having another MVP caliber season. We still don't know what Truman's... Oh, it's Antoine Truman, not Alan Truman. My mistake. Antoine Truman, we still don't know what his development trait is. I'm guessing it's only star, but I'd love it if it was superstar or even X Factor, obviously. That'd be amazing. But this team is finally playing up to capabilities. I'm happy. I'm excited. I can't wait to simulate the second half of the season. Hopefully we can continue it. Maybe we get an undefeated season. That'd be awesome. I don't think it's going to happen, but that'd be awesome if we could. Now, we are going to take a look at negotiations. We don't have to re-sign anybody because we're not going any further than this. So there's some pretty interesting names in here that we are going to have to re-sign if we were to move forward. There are some interesting names. Obviously, I'd want to bring back Zion Johnson. I'd want to bring back all the offensive linemen. Javon Holland, I'd certainly want to bring back. Dre Booker, although he is 30 years old, so maybe not. A lot of our guys are getting a little older, so I definitely want to bring back Griffin and Wise if we had to. But we don't. We don't have to bring those guys back, so we don't have to worry about that. There's not really much else to do. We could take a look at the mock draft just for curiosity purposes, just to see what we might never grab. Speed rusher, 6'4" speed rusher out of Michigan State looks unbelievable. This would be my guy if we were going to go to the draft. Jermaine Stewart would be my guy for sure. A 6'3" zone corner also looks pretty good, Tremaine Bayless, but that Jermaine Stewart guy looks unbelievable. I would certainly be targeting him hot and heavy if we were moving to the draft, but we aren't. Cole Hawley doesn't look that good physically, but he's got good stats. But that Jermaine Stewart guy looks unbelievable, so I would definitely be targeting him. But we are going to simulate to the playoffs. At this point, I don't want to say it's a guarantee that we're going to make the playoffs, but I would hope so. I know the Jets are 6-1. They're right on our tail. This is a very lopsided division. I'm hoping that we can hold off the Jets, make the playoffs, be the 1 seed, so we can get a bye. That'd be awesome. But we'll have to see there. I'll see you guys in the playoffs. Oh, please, baby Jesus. Please, 9-pound, 7-ounce, baby Jesus. Please give us a victory. After victory, after victory, after victory, after victory. Give us a playoff berth. Give us a Super Bowl. Please. I'll see you guys at the playoffs. We've made it to the end of the season, end of year number 10. Well, at least the regular season of year number 10. And we finished 16-1. Obviously the 1 seed. I think it's written in the stars, boys. I think it is written in the stars. Let's take a look at these stats. Who did well? Bryce Young, for the first time in like 4 years, did not lead the league in passing yards, but he had another phenomenal season. That might be a 4 straight MVP. I mean, you're putting up 4,600 yards, 40 touchdowns to just 5 picks. That might be another MVP season, 4 straight. It's got to be, at least in contention. Javonte Williams actually had 1,200 yards and 19 touchdowns. We were scoring like crazy this year. The Kansas City playbook went off. And then we had Cole Emery. Obviously, he's going to get a lot of usage. He had 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns. Dre Booker had 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. Kilroy had 900 yards and 12 touchdowns. I mean, we were getting a ton of production out of the boys like you would expect on an offense as dominant as this has been. And then Michael Irons, no surprise, 100-plus tackles. He had 121. Uche had 112, finally getting back up into the big tackle numbers. Deion Pleasant had 88, 85 for Gonzalez. Morgan Byers had 76. Bingham had 70. Tackle for loss leader was Dwayne Bingham with 21. Boone had 15, 13 for Gary. Sack leader was Gary, 13.5, 10.5 for Bingham. A fantastic season for Dwayne Bingham. Absolutely fantastic. If either one of these two guys would have had the sack numbers, like if Uche would have put up like 10.5 sacks, he probably wins Defensive Player of the Year. But he didn't, so he's not going to do that. And then Christian Gonzalez had 5 interceptions. That's pretty awesome. Michael Irons had 4. Emmanuel Forbes had 3, 2 for Holland, and then 1 for a few other guys. Fantastic numbers from the boys. Absolutely fantastic numbers from the boys. And now we move to the divisional. We have not had good luck in the playoffs in this series. We've lost a ton of games that we shouldn't have, especially last season, losing to the Jaguars. I don't know if I want to jump in or not. I honestly don't know. I might jump in just to try to help this team out. We're clearly the better team, so we should win, but I think I'm going to jump in. So I will see you guys in the game against the Ravens. We're 16-1. We should win. We are here in Foxborough to play against the Baltimore Ravens. We've got to get this done. We lead 7-0 in the second quarter. That's nice to see. We lead 14-0 in the second quarter. We lead 21-0. This is how it should have went. 28-0 in the fourth quarter against Baltimore. They finally score, but it's 35-7. We are going to 38-7, and it finishes 38-14. Oh, thank you. We get out of the divisional round. 300 yards and 4 touchdowns for Bryce Young is fantastic. I'm just happy that we got out of the divisional round. We will make the AFC title game for the first time in a long time. I don't even know when the last time we made the AFC title game was. If ever. Have we made it these? We haven't. Certainly have not played in the Super Bowl. But I don't even know if we've made it to the AFC Championship game or not in this series. We've been knocked out so early in playoff runs. I don't even know. But now we get our revenge. It is the AFC Championship against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the team that knocked us out last episode in year number 9 in the divisional. We get our revenge. It's at home in Gillette. Let's go get our revenge and beat those Jaguars to a crisp. AFC title game against the Jags. We start quickly 7-0. Come on, boys. Come on. It's back and forth. They tie it up at 7. We take a 14-7 lead. Come on. Halftime. Okay. 17-7. We're in the fourth quarter. It's 17-14, 24-14, 31-14. That must have been a turnover or something. I don't know. And then the Jags get a touchdown. We're moving the football, and we win the game. We get the monkey off our back, defeat our rival Jaguars. We are playing in the Super Bowl for the first time, I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure we are playing in the Super Bowl for the first time in this 10-year series. I don't know how it's only the first time. We've had so many good teams over the past 10 years. But we are playing in the Super Bowl for the first time, and it's going to be either against the Philadelphia Eagles or I think the Detroit Lions were the other team that were in contention for the Super Bowl on the NFC side of things. But finally, it's all coming together, and it's the Detroit Lions. It is the Detroit Lions who we will play in the Super Bowl for a chance at history. A 7th title in Patriot franchise history. They went 14-3. They had a really good year. They had a really, really good year. This is not going to be easy by any means, but this is year 10. We got to go all in, balls to the walls. It's got to happen. Patriots, Lions. This is it. For all the marbles. Cade Baker threw 36 touchdowns and just 1 interception. He might have been MVP. I don't know. It's between him. It's probably him and Bryce Young are the 2 MVP candidates, I would guess. Or Jordan Love. I don't know how many touchdowns he threw, but I know he led the league. Patriots, Lions, a trip to this, not a trip, we are in the Super Bowl. A chance to win the Super Bowl is on the line. In year number 10, one last shot. I'll see you guys there. We've made it to the Super Bowl. We kick it off really well. 7-0, 7-3. Now 10-3, 10-6. Lions getting some field goals, 17-6. Come on, boys. We got to do it. 17-9. The Lions are fighting back. We're into late third quarter, fourth quarter action. It's 20-17. Let's jump in here and see if we can do something. I thought it'd be fitting to wear the old school not old school. This is just from the last years of Tom Brady. These are the Tom Brady uniforms. We do get the first down. That's big. But I thought it'd be fitting that we wear these jerseys when we're in the Super Bowl because these are the jerseys they wore when they won all 6 of their Super Bowls. So might as well bring that history along with us, that good luck. But we really need a touchdown here. Bryce Young, the 3-time MVP, maybe 4-time MVP. I have no idea if he won it this past season. We're just kind of guessing. But the Lions had a quarterback who played really well. I'm taking off and running. I might have had my guy there in the middle of the field, but I saw an opening with Bryce Young. I had to take it. I mean, he's got these speed numbers for a reason. Javonte Williams, good blocks. And Javonte takes it down to the 14-yard line. We're going to run it back. We are starting to take this clock all the way down. Dodges the one-man juke move. And Javonte Williams is in the end zone. Touchdown Patriots, and that might have just sealed the Super Bowl. In year number 10, Javonte Williams gets it done, the veteran. And we will look to make it 27-17 with the extra point. It is up. It is good. And the boys are on tap. Ooh, but the Lions fight back, but that is not enough. A touchdown by the Lions, but the Patriots hold on, and we complete our destiny. I thought for sure we were going to fail, but we did it in the end. And the Patriots have won their 7th Super Bowl in franchise history. And we did it on the very last opportunity we had. I'm guessing Bryce Young's going to be Super Bowl MVP. I have no idea. That would make the most sense. It could be Javonte Williams with the amount of carries we gave him that final drive. What a finish to this one. And we can chalk up the rebuild as a success. Because look at what we're seeing right here. It is a successful rebuild. It took us 10 years, but it's a successful rebuild. We've done it. I have not failed a 10-year rebuild. Finally. I'm glad that I didn't fail this one because this is with the Patriots. Bryce Young had 324 and 1 touchdown. I wouldn't think that's MVP numbers in the Super Bowl, but you never know. It could be. It very well could be Super Bowl MVP numbers, but we will find out when we simulate past this game, past this week, and get to the technical off season. Let's go find out who is the Super Bowl MVP and who's the regular season MVP. I have no idea. So we might as well do a little bit of upgrade. We have some good cash. We got $47 million in available cap room. That's nice to see, but we're not going to use it. All right, season recap. Bryce Young is your Super Bowl MVP, but he can't go 4 in a row. Jordan Love steals it. Jordan Love steals the 4th MVP. But hey, I'm sure Bryce Young would rather have... He's already got 3 of those regular season MVPs. I'm sure he'd rather have the Super Bowl MVP much more than the regular season. The only other award we win is the Coach of the Year. Let's take a look through the history books here. So the first Super Bowl was the Bengals and the Cowboys. Then you had year number 2, Chiefs beat the Seahawks. We had Cowboys getting a one over on the Chiefs. Then the Cowboys getting, back-to-back? Cowboys went back-to-back with the Chiefs and they beat them twice? That's crazy. Cowboys beating the Chiefs. Then the Chiefs get their revenge. They finally win a championship again. They beat the Lions. So the Lions make it for the second time now. The Ravens beat the Cowboys, who came back to the Super Bowl. Still don't have any awards on our side, but here starts our run of championships. Ravens beat the Lions. So it seems like it's the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Lions. Those are really the 4 teams that have been in the Super Bowl this entire 10 years. Bryce Young gets his first MVP. He gets his second MVP while the Colts beat the Giants. He gets his third MVP, and the Bills beat the Lions. So the Lions went back-to-back. I just realized that. And they lost both times. They lost to the Bills, and they lost to us. That is your 10-year history of this rebuild. Let's take one final look at the roster, both offense and defense. I've enjoyed this one. This one brought me a little bit more stress than I would have liked, but we did get it done. Bryce Young turned out to be a fantastic replacement for Mac Jones. We certainly wouldn't have been in this spot if we still had Mac Jones on the roster. He just wouldn't have developed the way that Bryce Young did. I mean, Bryce Young, X-Factor quarterback, 3-time MVP, Super Bowl champion. He was phenomenal for us. He was absolutely amazing. That was such a good trade to make. Then we moved through a lot of receivers. We moved through a couple running backs. Offensive line changes, we certainly had a few of those. Tight end changes, we had a few of those as well. But these players have been some of my favorite players that I've ever drafted, especially on the defensive side of things. I mean, Gary, Irons, Bingham, Boone, Page, all of these guys I drafted. And it looks like Truman had star, but he dropped down to normal. That's fine. I would have moved it back up anyway. I would have moved it back up to star anyway, so it doesn't matter. But these guys right here, plus these two, Michael Irons and Dwayne Bingham, have just been my favorite players ever. We drafted Michael Irons, I'm pretty sure, the very first offseason we drafted him. Did we get Delvin Boone in that same class? I don't remember. Because I know we got Delvin Boone pretty soon after we got Michael Irons, but I don't think it was... Stop. Why is it going to Truman? I don't understand why it's like going back and forth. That's making me real upset. Go to Delvin Boone. There we go. How long has he been on the team? He's been on the team for 8 years, so we got him the draft after Michael Irons, and he's been such a good defensive tackle. He started out a little slow. I'm pretty sure he had like star development for a few seasons, but then he really turned it on. He really, really turned it on. And Michael Irons, he had normal development. I'm pretty sure he had normal development, and then he really got good. Once we put him in the right scheme and the right playbook, he started getting those tackles up over 100. I mean, he was just killing the game. I'm pretty sure every single season for the past like 5 or 6, he had over 100 plus tackles. So he's just been super good, consistently good. And then Dwayne Bingham we got recently. He's only been on the team for 3 seasons, and he's just a stud, man. I knew the moment we found him in the draft that he was going to be amazing. He's the #1 ranked right outside linebacker in the league. He's phenomenal. He's got a 99 tackle, but he is playing up with morale. I mean, he's just a stud. He's so good. And then don't even get me started on Gary, who from the moment we drafted him, we knew he was going to be a stud, and he ended up with X Factor. I mean, Tracy Gary is just amazing. And then we drafted Cortez Page, and Cortez Page is amazing. He's phenomenal. He's only going to get better. He is only going to get better. He's been phenomenal. So these defensive players that I drafted, these 3 right here, and then these 2 right up here, and maybe Truman certainly, but we don't really know much because he just had his rookie year. But these 5 guys probably are my favorite core 5 guys that I've ever drafted, and I drafted all of them. I didn't trade for any of these guys. I drafted every single player on this defense except for Deion Pleasant. We traded for Deion Pleasant when we got rid of Kyle Duggar, I'm pretty sure. But every single player, and Uche and Christian Gonzalez, they stay the whole 10 years. They were good players. Christian Gonzalez especially was a really good player for us, really solid player. And then obviously Josh Uche was a really solid player. But I didn't really, usually in these 10-year rebuilds, I trade for a lot of other creative players that are good. When my guys are up for new contracts, I just move on from them. That's kind of my method. But not this time, at least on defense. I did that for the receivers, but at least not for defense. I drafted this entire defense, except for, like I said, Deion Pleasant is the only guy that I didn't draft for. Or that I didn't draft. But everybody else I either drafted or traded for. With Javon Holland and... No, I think we signed Javon Holland, did we? Or did we trade for him? I think we might have traded for him. Him and Deion Pleasant are the only guys that I traded for. We signed Emmanuel Forbes in free agency. And then obviously Uche was here the entire time. So this defense was phenomenal. I love it. We traded for Emery, obviously. We traded for Bryce Young. We signed Javonte Williams in free agency. We traded for Dre Booker. I'm pretty sure we traded for Wise. We definitely traded for Griffin, and we traded for Kilroy. I'm pretty sure we traded for all 4 of those guys at some point in this 10 years. We traded for unless we did we. I don't think we drafted any of those guys. Maybe we drafted Wise. I can't remember honestly. I know we didn't draft Booker. I know we didn't draft Griffin, and I know we didn't draft Kilroy. But Wise we might have drafted. I don't remember. Offensive lineman we drafted all of these guys except for Anthony. I think. Obviously we didn't draft Zion, but I'm pretty sure we drafted Groves and Locke. And then did we draft Chambers? We might have. I don't remember. But that is the team, both on offense and defense. We finish it. Oh, man, I'm so happy. I'm so relieved. Just a sigh of relief that we got that done. Oh, man, that makes me super happy. I do quickly want to check to see, is this dude, Jermaine Stewart, as good as he says he is? I mean, we only have 50% on him. Oh, he looks so good. He honestly looks unbelievable. I would have to trade the farm to get him, but I would certainly go after him. I know we don't necessarily need an outside linebacker. We probably could move Uche then. But Jermaine Stewart looks unbelievably good. Oh, man. Okay, that is going to do it for this episode and for the Patriots 10-year rebuild. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. I apologize for making it so dramatic to take it down to the absolute wire and make the championship have to wait until season 10. But honestly, trust me, I didn't want to do it. I wanted to win at least 3 or 4, but obviously we didn't do that. We only won the 1, but at least we got it. We can give it a nice little check. Complete the rebuild. I still have the flawless perfect record for rebuilds, so I'm happy about that. Oh man, whew. It is it's nice to see. So like I said, the 10-year rebuilds, at least the 10 separate episodes going through one season at a time, those will be put on the back burner until towards the end of the Madden cycle, like late May, June, July, August, that kind of stuff, and then to kind of get us ready for Madden 25 or whatever they call it. And then I've got some other stuff planned for the future. Obviously, we're going to still go with the Dragons. We're going to still go with the Superstar mode, career mode thing that we got going on as well, at least for a little bit longer. But yeah, I've got some special stuff planned for Madden 24, a little bit of simulation style stuff, some experiments, other stuff like that that I tend to do, and then some extra little things. And I might even bring back the What If series for a few more episodes, because I think we still need to finish out season 1 of that one. So I want to at least get it to like 10 or 12 episodes. I think we're only on like 6 or 7. So the What If series possibly will be coming back too in the future. And I've also got some other special stuff planned too. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. But if you enjoyed this one, as I said, leave a like. If you did enjoy it, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.